How's everybody Saturday night? How many of you made it all the way through last night's World Series game? Not me. Yeah, I fell asleep. I made it. This is the awful part, the truly awful part. I made it until about 3 a.m., maybe a little bit after, maybe 5-10 minutes after 3. I fell asleep by accident. And then, of course, don't you know the walk-off homer is what, like 10 minutes later or something? So I'm all night waiting for the payoff there. And that's what happens. I fall asleep and I don't get to see it. I am just waiting for my iPad to catch up to us here. And as soon as I can get that accomplished and get chat up, we'll be okay. Although for some reason, why is it acting like we're not live streaming when it says that we are? So I'm a little confused about this right now. Hold on a second, guys. If you can hear me, I am trying to understand why it doesn't look like I'm live streaming on my side. There we go. Now it's popped up. All right, so I guess just my iPad acting stupid again tonight. Imagine that, my iPad being sluggish. All right, so we have some information to go over before we get started ripping into things tonight. First up is about feedback. That is just to let you know I have mine completely automated, and that is just simply so you never have to wait on me. So anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get it in return thanks to the magic of automation. And the second note there is to say thank you, everyone, for bidding and breaking and chatting and hanging out with me. So we are opening, I forgot, we're looking at what we're doing in the days ahead first. Then we'll talk about what we're opening tonight. So these are the breaks that are already up and listed on eBay. They're going to be happening over the next 5 days. You'll notice we do still have some more 9:30 start nights on Sunday night, Monday night, back to 10 on Wednesday, back to 9:30 for new release day on Wednesday, and then back to 10 again on Thursday. But tomorrow night, starting at 9:30, a half case of Leaf Autograph mini helmets, a half case of Leaf Autograph football jerseys, and the back half of the case of Hoops basketball that we started on Thursday night. Please note, Veteran Base does not ship in the Hoops break. It does have its own bidding category on eBay, however, should you wish to buy all the Veteran Base. Monday will start at 9:30 again. We'll open a single Hit Parade autographed baseball jersey, a Hit Parade 4th and Goal football box, which has 4 autographed items in it, a jersey, full-size helmet, mini helmet, and photo. We'll open a full case of Topps Update Jumbo Baseball. That is a full case. We are going to break it all at once. That's the last of the update that I have around here as well. On Tuesday night, it will be a single Hit Parade autographed full-size helmet. Then we'll do a half case of Gold Rush autographed basketball jerseys. The last case I have of 5-star baseball and another case of Prism football. That's all on Tuesday night at our regular start time of 10 o'clock. On Wednesday night, new release night, we'll start at 9:30 again. We'll open up Flawless Basketball, which comes out that day, Topps High Tech, which comes out that day, and then the last case I have of Bowman Chrome Hobby. I think I might have some Bowman Chrome HTA somewhere, but that will be the last of the hobby. On Thursday, we're going to open another full case of our Leaf Autograph full-size helmets like we're going to open tonight. We'll do our first one Thursday night. We'll do our second case of that. We'll do more Flawless Basketball and a third case of Prism. So that's what our 5 days ahead look like. Moving on, looking at tonight. This is also the order that we are breaking in. So it's going to be a Gold Rush Series 2 autographed baseball jersey up first. Then our 3-box case of full-size autographed football helmets from Leaf, our half case of Flawless Baseball, and then finally the full case of Archives Baseball. You'll note a couple of other things on this page. The free shipping breaks, which are the first 3 that I named off, are projected to ship out on or about Friday, the 2nd of November. We're almost in November, believe it or not. And the other thing you need to know about those free shipping breaks, if your team is not the team that is pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year and any series. I keep track of that stuff for a rolling 90-day period. Then the next time you do hit something and you have a package shipping with cards or items or whatever, I gather up all of those consolation cards, I put them in that package and ship them out all at once. That's typically how I handle it. If you don't want to wait for your next package to go out, you'd rather have that consolation card sent right away, it's simple. Shoot me a message on eBay. Let me know. We'll get you hooked up. Our paid shipping break tonight, that's this full case of Archives baseball. Anticipating that out the door on or about Wednesday, Halloween, the 31st. And of course, we don't have to worry about consolation cards there for Archives because it's a ginormous, yeah, that's my new word. It's a ginormous break, and everybody will get cards in that. So first up tonight is Gold Rush Series 2 autographed baseball jersey. It is break number 29. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Saturday, the 27th of October. And of course, team names are on the left. Your winning bidders are across from it there on the right-hand side. New spreadsheet will go up before each and every break. So if you're not in this jersey break, not to worry. You're going to get a chance to see your name in lights there when we do get to your break. You'll note that we have 2 unpaid teams in there. So, yeah, if you're that person, you need to pay your bill because you haven't paid it. So, which seems to just be terrible. That's just happening to us all the time. In the last week or 10 days, it has been ridiculous how much stuff is unpaid. But anyway, you also notice there that the background went out of focus a little bit. That is because I don't use autofocus. I set it manually, so that's the deal there. Roper student, we do have an unpaid team in Flawless. I've already sent out a second chance offer by way of eBay. And if that person does not pick it up on second chance before we do the Flawless break, then yeah, we would have the Indians available in that. So I'm just waiting to see if he's going to pick it up on second chance or not. I doubt he had time to see the message because once again, it's another wonderful zero feedback bidder who says, hey, they thought they were bidding on football in the baseball category with the title of the Oakland A's that said Flawless Baseball. So there you go. You figured that out. Jay Allen's here. Greg is here. Call Me T is here. And you said Penn State won today, Greg, huh? I was busy watching that UK game and just cussing for, it just put me in the worst mood. And then don't you know how that ended was crazy. We didn't deserve to win it, but we did. This is TriStar authenticated. That's just a little, I don't know, it's not exactly a COA, really. It's not kind of a COA at all, but we'll put it in there with it. I'll tell you what is our COA here for Pete Rose. Why does he do that? That's so weird. There is your authenticity. It's the hologram TriStar sticker. And Pete Rose, man, he signs these things not on the numbers like a normal person signs them. He signs them way down here on the bottom of the jersey. But anyway, Pete Rose Hit King inscription on it. It is a custom Cincinnati Reds jersey. And there's your throwback kind of old school Reds logo on there as well. Signed in a super weird place. But hey, that's what Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, the Hit King, whatever you want to call him, that's what he does. He signs it in weird places. So congratulations to my Cincinnati Reds because they won something. Hey, imagine that. The Cincinnati Reds didn't lose. Isn't that crazy? Okay, we are going to be heading next into our case of full-size football helmets. Let me get a spreadsheet up for that. And who else is here? So Greg says the Eagles are playing early tomorrow. Jay Allen is looking for Cincinnati in Archives. Yeah, man, it was there. It was in there. I don't know why it didn't show up for you. I will say this. Apparently, some of my listings are not showing up for people. Occasionally, it's skipping a team or something strange like that. If that happens to you and you don't see a team, generally, if you just refresh or reload the page, it will show up for you. I've tried to get eBay to fix it. They haven't. But I can tell you I pretty much never would have a skipped team because I don't hold them back for myself. And I do always count them after I list them to make sure I didn't accidentally leave something out. Ezekiel is here. And Jay Allen says he wishes that was a Phillies jersey. No kidding. Call Me T, you asked if I got your payment. Call Me T, which team are we talking about? And I'll tell you if I got the payment. Really, I think I have everything except those 2 jerseys. And then we had maybe one or a thing in Flawless or a couple things in Flawless. And I don't know. All right, so you've been looking at this for a minute now while I was looking at chat, so I'm assuming we're good to go here. Everyone can see your anticipated shipping date and the info about consolation cards there at the top. We are going into 3 times of 2018 Leaf Autograph full-size football helmet, full case break number 1. And of course, once again, eBay end date tonight, team names on the left, winning bidders are across on the right-hand side. And this just came out yesterday. These Leaf full-size helmets just were released yesterday. I've got several cases of them, and I have to tell you, they're usually really good. We typically pull some awesome stuff in here, and I expect that we're going to do that tonight, too. This is a gigantic case, as you might imagine, having 3 full-size helmets in it. It's not going to fit up on the table, but I am going to cut it open right now, if I can manage to get it lifted up myself. And then we are going to take these out one at a time and see what we've got here. And also, they put this in like the most awkward size box ever. It's, I don't know, they packaged them really weird this year. I don't kind of know what their deal is with it, but it's really super awkward and hard to handle. But anyway, we got them out, and that's what matters. That's the important part. Call me T, you said Archives Sandlot. I'm sure that I did. I don't remember that being on my radar as being anything that was possibly unpaid, so I am sure that we are good to go there. And all right, this comes in 2 different boxes. It tells you on top who it is, though, so you can tell already, if I can get this second box out of here, that it's going to be J.J. Watt if it ever comes out. Okay, J.J. Watt, work with me here, Mr. Helmet. Okie dokie. Texans then drawing first blood with the nice J.J. Watt. Let's pick it up and get a better look at it. There's your nice J.J. Watt signature on your Texans full-size helmet to get things started. And, oh, all right, I'm like looking for our COA, and apparently here it is. It is like zip tied to the side. That's interesting. It is a JSA authentication, and literally it's in a holder and zip tied. Huh. Well, keeps us from losing it, doesn't it? Not that I would, but you know what I mean. JSA sticker on the back, and also a player authentication hologram sticker on the back. So started off with the Texans and J.J. Watt. Okay, coming into helmet number 2. Jay Allen, you said you reloaded it a bunch and that never showed up for you. See, that's what worries me. And you know, and Archive sold so incredibly low tonight, it was absurd. I mean, a full case break and teams going for $5, $6, $7. I mean, it was just absurd. So Archives sold tonight. So it makes me wonder, like, did a bunch of teams not show up at various points for people? I don't really know. I know eBay has had problems with that. I've contacted them before. Supposedly they always have it fixed, but, you know, so they say, but guess what? It never is. So once again, I have to go through the process of dumping that thing out. This one, as you saw, is going to be Bob Greasy for the Dolphins. And I would love if they could find maybe a better way to kind of package these things, but no such luck. No such luck for us. We have to go through it the long and hard way. There's your nice signature on the top there for the Bob Greasy helmet. Roper Student, you said you were looking for Archives and didn't see it. Latchman said you didn't see Archives at all. Yeah, I don't know, guys, what is going on, but I do know that tonight was, I've never seen Archives sell as low as it did tonight, and I was really questioning what was going on. Sounds like I have part of my answer. eBay didn't manage to even display my listings. So here's your COA. It is stuck in behind this earpiece, which you can see is very tenuously attached. So I'm not going to attempt to get your COA card out of there. Those little earpieces are always just glued on, and it's not uncommon at all for them to fall off and come out unattached right when we take a helmet out of the box. But I'll leave the COA tucked in behind it for now. There is your Leaf authenticated sticker to go along with it. So Latchman, you didn't see the entire archives break. How are you looking for the listings, Latchman? When you go in, do you look in my eBay store, or do you go into search, advanced search, search by seller? How do you go about looking for my listings? Because that will also help me. The last time I had to call eBay about this, they asked me those type of questions, like how are your bidders trying to access your listings, and why can't, whatever. But this is not the first time eBay has really messed me up by not displaying my listings, but they really got me good tonight. Yeah, like I don't think I've ever broken a case of archives that sold as low as this did tonight in any year for anything at a full case. I mean, it was crazy. So at least I know why now. Yeah, call me T. I don't know. I mean, again, some of the teams like your Sandlot, that sold for what I would have expected it to sell for a full case. But that is about the only one that did. You did, the Yankees did. None of the rest of them really sold for anywhere near what they would typically bring in a full case. So I don't know how to explain it either, other than, as I said, it seems like some things are showing up. This is Eric Dickerson. And some things, let's just take it out like that. Oh, dang it. Guess we shouldn't have taken it out like that, because then he ended up on the floor. So I shouldn't have tried to take it out that way. Should I? No, shouldn't have. Should have done it the old way that we were doing it. That'll teach me. We won't try that again, will we? No, sir. Well, at least we had already seen who it was. It told us on the top of the box. It is Eric Dickerson coming out for the Rams right before I sent you crashing to the floor there. A JSA authentication card, which looks like a new one. Oh, look at that. A spiffy new one, as opposed to the ones we normally see from JSA. And there is your JSA authentication sticker on the back as well. So our full-size helmets tonight were the Dolphins and the Rams and the Texans. And that is case number 1 of our Leaf full-size helmets. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I need to get all these helmets out of the line of fire here, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, I see have our camera going all crazy and wonky and all over the place, where I managed to dump it on the ground a while ago, hitting it with the helmet. So that was always good and interesting and exciting, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, I should have known better than to try to get all fancy and get it out that way. That'll teach me. So Philly fan, you probably just saw the helmets, so you know where we are there. And Latchman, if you have it saved, I don't know how it works when you have a saved seller, guys. So Latchman, you may, I think I broke my tripod. I think you may have to try to go about it a different way when you don't see it. Because you know how, Latchman, how we go over the list at the start of every break that tells you what we're going to be opening for the next day. Like, so or because you're on most nights, you would know that you should always see at a minimum this, right? So for tomorrow night, there should be a listing that you would see for the half case of mini helmets, the half case of jerseys, and the half case of hoops. And if you end up not seeing some or all of those listings, Latchman, then send me a message and I'll try to generate a link and send it for you. But the other way to do it might be simply to go in by search, advanced search, items by seller, type in flea burger, hit enter, and see if it'll bring it up for you that way. Because if it's not bringing it up the other way, I don't know what else to do. And Philip, you ask if these are replica helmets. I think they can be either one, replica or authentic, but 99% of them are probably going to be replica. And you, somebody's given me the score there, so we're still tied with the World Series. Jay Allen says, it was a wild ride when it fell from the table. I'm sure it was. That was just like crazy. I've knocked into it plenty of times, but that's the first time I've ever knocked it all the way off into the floor, I think. So once again, anticipating a Friday shipping date. We're getting ready to go into Flawless Baseball. I believe I'm going to have the Cleveland Indians available here. If you guys give me a second, I will pull it up and check it out. So right now they're sitting in there listed as unpaid. I'm going to check and make sure they haven't been paid. And then I'm also going to see if the second chance offer was accepted, because I did send that out to the secondary bidder. And I think if he had seen it, he might have taken it. I don't know if he saw it or not. So give me a second to check on both of those things. And then we may potentially have the Indians there. Okay. So the Indians, right, is unpaid. Now the big question, the big drum roll question is, did it get picked up on that second chance offer? I don't really think so, but I got to make for sure, guys. So give me a minute here. So if anybody's interested in the Indians, let's see, what did they sell for? They sold for $27.15. How exciting is that? So if someone wants to pick them up for $27 or thereabouts, please let me know. Meanwhile, I'm coming in here to make sure that second chance offer is off the table here. Yeah, Roper student, there should be a lot of ways to get to my listings. But I'm just saying Latchman seems to be having some issues with having things show up, because this happened to him the other night too, where he was looking for something and it never showed up for him at all. And so that's what I'm trying to like find a way around that, because he says he's trying to access it from Save Sellers, and that's really not getting him where he needs to be. So I'm trying to figure out another option for him. All right, so does anybody want to pick up the Indians, or am I just going to let that ride? It's really whichever way is fine, but I just, if somebody's going to pick it up, I need to cancel the order for this other guy. If nobody's going to pick it up, then I'm not going to worry about that. I am going to end the listing here, though, if I can, on the second chance offer. So, sorry, guys, just give me a second. I'm trying to multitask here, and I'm not doing a good job. This is what happens when people don't pay us. They just make everything go longer and more difficult from start to finish. Shoot, hang on one second. I don't know why eBay always does that. I'm logged in, and then you try to like end something, and it'll come back and make you log in again. It's like, oh, come on, people. All right, so nobody, Cody, the Indians were, last bid price was $27 and whatever, 15 cents on eBay. Obviously, that person hasn't paid. So I would be looking, again, shipping is included in that. So like $25, $26, $27. So if somebody wants it, cool. If they do not want it, then I'll just keep it and we'll go on about our way. But I would prefer, obviously, to sell it. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. And that's, you know, on and on we go. Cody, this is Flawless Baseball. So I'll put this up again one more time for anybody who might have missed it. It is the back half of the case. It's break number 2 of Flawless Baseball. Cleveland Indians are the team that we're talking about that did not get paid in there. Everybody else, of course, is all paid up. And this is kind of last call on the Indians if anybody wants it. Chris, you said you want it for 25. Okay, man, that works for me. If I type in my information here for you, I would ask that you do one thing for me, please, and that is type in the notes when you are sending this over here, and type in there that it is Flawless break number 2, Indians second chance or something like that, so that I can easily keep track of it. I would appreciate it. I just typed in the email that I use for AOL. I know it's old school, guys, but I've had it for years and I don't want to switch out of it. So as soon as you are set with that, Chris, let me know when you've got your side of that ready to go, and we'll be off to the races here. And I do appreciate you picking it up. As always, I appreciate those of you who step in and clean up the messes that our unpaid bidders leave. Yeah, now see, Jay Allen, you can type it all in like that. I always thought I could too. I thought I could type in my whole email address like that. And then you guys told me, somebody told me, no, you can't. Only part of it shows up and the rest of it doesn't. They cut part of it off, so I started doing it on different lines. But yes, Chris, that is the PayPal email there. That old school AOL address is the PayPal email. So just let me know when you have that squared away. I'm getting the plastic off, but of course we'll wait to go into it until that's all taken care of. But we'll go ahead and get all of our preliminary work done anyway, and see what we can find in Flawless. Of course, as you know, we had to open, the first part of this was opened earlier tonight because my silly distributor didn't include it in my box that came on Friday. So they had to overnight it. Probably cost them a bunch of money. Haha. Well, too bad for them. They should have sent it the first time. Latchman, everything is paid in archives. So we don't have any open teams in archives at the moment. Everything is all paid up there. And Chris, just give us a heads up when you are good to go, my friend, and then I will get this on the road. I'm going to put in second chance here too, so that I know who it is. We'll just type that on the spreadsheet while we're hanging out here for a moment. And Jay Allen, you said that that's to stop people putting links on there. It might be. I don't know. I mean, that would make sense because you wouldn't want really people coming into your chat and, you know, spamming everybody all the time. But, you know. So, all right. So let's see what we've got here. So Roper Student says, if you open up one of the Flawless cases and all of one team, how would that work? If you open one with all the University of Georgia... Well, but of course, if you're doing collegiate and it's all University of Georgia, they don't all play for the same pro team though, right? So it would still, if somebody's in a collegiate uniform, as they would be from University of Georgia, in my breaks, it's going to go to their current pro team. So it would make no difference in my breaks. Now, I have no idea how everybody else does their stuff. You know, other people may have different rules about how collegiate things are distributed, but for me, it's their current pro team. So, but they absolutely do that in collegiate products. They will have a box or a case that's all from one university. I've seen that happen before in other collegiate Flawless. So for sure, that is a possibility of something that can happen. But again, you know, all those UGA people aren't all going to play for the same team. So. And Chris, thank you once again for picking up the Indians in here. I appreciate it. I made a note on the spreadsheet that you picked them up on second chance. So we have you all good there. I do need to go in and cancel this guy on eBay, though. I did forget to do that. Let's do that real quick. I had canceled the second chance. Now I need to cancel the actual entire order for this guy who didn't pay for it. So let's get him out of there as well. That's all done. We're starting out nicely, aren't we? Look at that with a little Shohei Ohtani, baby. That is numbered to 5 for the Angels with a couple of nice patches. Would like to have had some ink on it, but still, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, Stang Lover, I figured that you didn't see it. I actually said that when I was talking to these guys. I said, I bet he hasn't seen it. So that's why we just went ahead and offered it up in chat and then canceled out the second chance offer because I assumed you probably were in another break. I knew exactly what was happening there. Jackie Robinson to 10. That is nice if you've got the Dodgers. That's really very cool to pull Jackie Robinson relics out of there. Next up, numbered 225. We have for the Indians as it continues. You guys who do these good deeds, you've been rewarded with karma once again. And we find you Francisco Mejia to 25 for the Indians. So thank you for picking that up. And you saw, Latchman Topps Inception. Yeah, Inception is always a great product. Always look forward to that too. Of course, we've already done it for this year. That is numbered to 20. It's Dustin Fowler for the Oakland A's. I think that might be Stang Lover, as a matter of fact. Joe Carter, Indians hit again. And this one numbered to 20. So more good karma coming out for Chris after he was kind enough to pick up our unpaid Indians team. Jeff Bagwell comes out for the Astros. That one numbered to 15. And then we have Cody Bellinger to 3 for the Dodgers. Call Me T Archives is right after we finish up Flawless here. And obviously Flawless is a fairly quick break, so you don't have too much longer to wait at all, you know, maybe 7-8 minutes or something by the time we get it all recapped and whatnot. This one is numbered to 10, and it's Addie Joss for the Cleveland Indians again. So this is the third hit for the Indians for 25 bucks. So, wow, yeah, karma repaid you 10 times over, my friend. Christy Mathewson, that is a 1 of 1. We've got a little diamond chip, but of course right above the diamond chip you can see the 1 of 1 there. And gosh, guys, is this the Yankees? I'm going to have to look that up because it just says New York. And if we go to the Panini checklist, it's also only going to say New York. It is not going to say Yankees or Mets, so we're going to have to go look that up. That's the little card that says the diamonds aren't, you know, blood diamonds, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look at that. It's a cleat. Oh, man, I was hoping we'd get a cleat. And not only is it a cleat, it's an Aaron Judge cleat. Oh, that is sweet. That is so sweet. That is numbered to 13. And, of course, that is unquestionably a Yankee. And that is all kinds cool right there. Yeah, that is all kinds of cool. So meanwhile, let's go check this out. This Christy Mathewson, I believe it's probably a Yankee because, you know, most of the time they are. Let's just face it. Most of the time when they say that, they're Yankees. But not always. So I'm going to look it up right now. For those of you who might be typing something into chat, please understand I can't see it for a moment while I am looking this up. So, oh, now this is interesting. This is not either one, okay? Because he played with the New York Giants. Well, guess what, guys? The former New York Giants are the current San Francisco Giants. How about that? Yeah, so he did not play for the Mets nor the Yankees. He played for the New York Giants. which means that card goes to the San Francisco Giants. As many, most, or hopefully all of you know, cards always stay with their franchise. So when a franchise relocates and renames itself, for instance, the Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals. Expos cards go to the Nationals. So New York Giants cards go to the San Francisco Giants because that's the name of the team currently. The New York Mets are a completely different team. Nothing to do with it. So Giants with this 1/1 Christy Mathewson card. Then we have the nice Aaron Judge cleat, which is all kinds of awesome, numbered to 13. No, Jay Allen, it is definitely not a Yankee. It is not a Yankee, guys. Pull this guy up. His seasons were all with the New York Giants. You guys can pull that up. I just did. And, of course, the former New York Giants we already know are the current San Francisco Giants. He did not play for the Yankees, guys. This is Addie Joss, and that one is the Cleveland Indians. Then we had Cody Bellinger to 3 for the Dodgers. Then it was Bagwell to 15 for the Astros. Joe Carter, the Indians, to 20. Then we have for the Oakland A's, it's Dustin Fowler. Francisco Mejia for the Cleveland Indians. Jackie Robinson for the Brooklyn Dodgers, which are the current Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani for the Angels. And that is flawless for tonight. Yeah, Jay Allen, I mean, even if it had said New York Giants on it, it still would be the San Francisco Giants, right? Because that's what the New York Giants became. The old day, old school New York Giants are the current day San Francisco Giants. You might remember that from some of the other breaks we've done, because we've done a lot of breaks where you have older cards for the New York Giants, and they always go to the San Francisco Giants. So yeah, it's definitely not a Yankee. Those of you who typed in Yankees, the guy did not play for the Yankees at all, which I'm kind of with you. I was expecting it to be a Yankee. Usually those older cards, when you pull them up like that and they are New York, most of the time they are Yankees, but that one was not. So we got a little surprise on it, didn't we? So we're moving now into our full case of Archives Baseball. It is a paid shipping break, and it is a full 10-box case we're opening tonight. I'm anticipating getting it out the door to you on Wednesday the 31st, Halloween. And maybe if the week goes really well, I might be able to get it out to you sooner than that. If something goes off the rails, it could always fall a day later than that. But of course, I'm hopeful that I can get it out the door as projected on Wednesday the 31st. 10 boxes of 2018 Archives Baseball. This is a full case break. It's break number 2. It also ended tonight, the 27th of October. Course format that you are well familiar with now, which is our team names on the left. Our winning bidders are across from it there on the right-hand side. The only thing out of the ordinary is Sandlot cards, and Sandlot cards have their own bidding position. So any and all Sandlot cards that come out, whether they are autographs or base cards, whatever they may be, if they say Sandlot on them, they go to that bidding position. All right, let's start cracking on some Archives. Jay Allen says Panini needs to fix the no designation on their cards. Well, here's the deal. You know, in addition to the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, of course, obviously it would have just said New York Giants, but we still would have gone San Francisco Giants due to the, following the franchise. But the reason that Panini doesn't say anything but the city on it is because the Players Association is how those cards are licensed, and as such you can't put the team names on there. So that's why it's always going to say Cincinnati and not Reds, and Cleveland and not Indians, and so forth. So it's always going to be that way, and it'll be that way on the checklist too. So same deal. The same reason they can't put it on the cards, I guess, is why they can't put it on the checklist, though you would think it wouldn't matter if they just put it on a checklist, but I guess it somehow does. So it always only has the city there, too, actually. Yeah, oh, I realized that he never played for the Yankees. That's you might not have been on here a minute ago, Corazon, but yes, I have already declared that he did not play a day for the Yankees. So one more time, guys, it was the New York Giants, which are the current San Francisco Giants, not the Mets, not the Yankees. And the New York Giants became the San Francisco Giants. So that definitely is a San Francisco Giants card. Never played for the Yankees at all. Oh, yes, call me T. Yeah, I knew, I saw that you had typed that in. But, you know, again, guys, I always go look that stuff up. I don't just do it by random chance and say, oh, hey, I think it's this, that, or the other. I actually look up so much more stuff than I even need to, because there's a lot of stuff that kind of we know, like when we get redemptions and we know what team they go to and whatnot. I still look them up anyway, because I always want to make sure that something is going to the right place and that we verify that it's going to the right place during the live break. So that's why we do all that boring stuff. You need a pfeffercorn, huh? Well, let's see if we can find you a Sandlot pfeffercorn in here. We might be able to. There are actually not a ton of Sandlot base cards in archives, at least not in the first half case that we opened. A decent number, but not an extraordinary number. However, I think that probably helps your value. If you had like 900 million of them, I think it would probably be less desirable than, oh, Joe Morgan, than having, you know, a handful come out. We probably had, what, a dozen or so, maybe, out of a half case, so I would think you'd probably get a couple dozen tonight, and one of them was an autograph out of the half case, so you should get a little bit more out of here, I would think, in terms of the number of them. This is Brad Radke, and that is numbered, yes, to 150 for the Twins. How about that? Minnesota Twins start things out. So, yeah, so I got a message today, too. I should mention this while we're going through this. You don't see a lot of imperfections on Topps cards, not nearly as you do with Paninis, because most of the Topps cards are not thick cards, okay? Most of the Topps cards are traditional size cards like this, reprint, of course, on the Topps Rookie History. So you don't see as many defects. So I don't call, you know, I just don't see much to call out in here. You guys know, for the most part, that have broken with me a lot, that if I see a defect, I call it out. Well, apparently we had an Acuna card. It was a short print. It wasn't autographed, but it was a short print. And it had I would say, just looking at the picture I got, maybe the size of a pinpoint, probably not even that big. Cardinals Marcell Ozuna, that is to 99. And like the border, it had some little stain or something that was about less than the size of an ink pen point. But anyway, I guess I did not see it during the live stream. I guess the person saw it in the live stream, but they say that my thumb was covering it up until I had it in the sleeve, and I don't know. So I guess they somehow think that I was trying to hide a pinpoint-sized imperfection on the border in the back of a card. But my point is, guys, I try to call out these imperfections as I see them. Some of them that are really small like that, especially on the back, I may not catch it. But it does, of course, go into a sleeve, as you see right here when we're doing the live stream. If it's a hit, it's in a sleeve. And I don't touch it again. I don't touch the surface of that card again. Once it's in a sleeve, it stays there. And then after the break, I take everything and put it in top loaders. And then from top loaders, of course, it goes into bags. And then it goes eventually on out the door to you. So once you see it live, you know, obviously I can't account for every imperfection that might come from the factory, but certainly I do my best to call them out. And if you guys see one, you are always welcome and to call it out and say, hey, I saw, you know, whatever, can I take another look at it? And I will be happy to show you that sort of thing, because I'm certainly, you know, not in the business of trying to not point out flaws on something that comes out of a pack. So anyway, I guess this guy wants his wants the Braves refunded entirely because of this small stain on the back of the card in the border. That because I did not see it and call it out in the break. So there you go. The moral of the story is I do the best I can, but sometimes I'm going to miss things. And when I do, you are welcome to call it out if you see it, or of course I will, you know, gladly show you any card again, front or back, if you would like to see it. For the Mets, it is Wally Backman, and this is our second autograph out of this box. And that's generally how we're going to roll through this whole thing. We're going to be finding lots of base cards and maybe some Sandlot inserts, a few numbered things, and then a couple of autographs, and that's how most of these boxes are going to go. Now, it's possible that we can find some base card short prints in here. There's, I think, a handful of them that are possible to pull. Yeah, call me T. I kind of agree with you on that. I mean, I don't know, you know, I'm with you. If I thought somebody was trying to pull something, I certainly wouldn't be bidding with them either. But I don't know. He kept going on and making this point about how my thumb was covering it. And I'm thinking, I doubt it was covering the exact same spot both times, unless it was, you know, whatever. I don't know. Because I show front and back when we pull it, and I show front and back in the recap. But apparently he says my thumb was covering it. So whatever. He thinks I'm trying to pull one over on him, I suppose. That's to 175. It's for the Braves, and it's Warren Spahn. But anyway, at least that one, when he sends it back, I mean, I can sell the card by itself for what he paid for the break. I don't remember what else was in the break, but I do know that that card alone is worth what he paid for the whole break. So we'll see what happens, but point is, every once in a while, factory defects happen even with tops, even though we don't want them to. Rookie history, we're going to find plenty of those as we go through. They are all reprints of original rookie cards, which, frankly, I think is pretty cool. I like it. Booty, that was box number 1 of archives. So we're not just starting for the evening, but we are just starting archives. So I'm not sure what your question was asking me, because I don't know if you were maybe looking for a different break or looking for this one. Philip, the first autograph was for the Twins, right, guys? It was Twins and Mets out of the first box, and then we had the 2 parallels out of box number 1. Call Me T says the Clemens rookie card is a short print in here. The rookie card reprint is a short print in here. Yeah, there's a handful of them. I mean, there's an Ohtani image variation that's a short print, and a handful of others that are as well. There's not an extraordinary number of them, but a few. Oh, shoot. But anyway, I like archives. I like all the different stuff that's in here. Some years, of course, I like better than others because, you know, they feature different years of cards. And some years I didn't like the card design. But most of the older stuff I think is pretty cool. Nice coming attraction Torres. Of course, there's plenty of Juan Soto rookie cards that are going to go by us here along the way. And we have an autograph for the Pirates. We've been pulling this guy a lot. And that is Orlando Merced. We pulled him twice out of a half case out of our first break of this. Can you believe? Oh, I'm sorry. You said Roberto Clemente. Why did I look up and think Roger Clemens? I think I just saw it and thought it was Roger Clemens. Roberto Clemente. Sorry. Read it wrong, guys. There's the Mike Trout rookie reprint. Booty, we have already done everything else but archive. So we did a jersey, then we did a case of full-size helmets, then we did flawless baseball, and we are now in archives. Hey, look, it's your peppercorn. I know you wanted the autograph, but still, come on now. That's the one you asked for, and it came out first. That's got to make you smile at least a little bit. Latchman, who was fussing the other night during the break? You said there was some guy fussing the other night during the break. Who? I don't even remember that. Who was that? Did I see it? What was it about? I don't even know if I saw it or not. You know, though, you get some people are just, what's the word I'm looking for? Challenging at times. Oh, I know who I bet you're talking. Are you talking about the guy who pulled the helmet? There was an Al Kaline rookie reprint. If you're talking about the guy that pulled the helmet that didn't have the COA with it, oh, that was a whole other story. But I'm not sure if that's heat mean or not. Oh, it's your first Sandlot break? Yay. I like the Sandlot cards in here. They're a lot of fun. I always like pulling Hercules. He's the dog. Like, it figures I would like to pull the one with the animal on it, right? Do I have any idea what an immaculate Sterling Brown Logo Man RPA 1 of 1 would go for? Gosh, Sterling Brown's kind of a tough one. But anything Logo Man, you're going to get at least almost like, it doesn't even hardly matter who the player is. Logo Man is out of Immaculate. It's probably worth $300 no matter who the player is, honestly. And Sterling Brown is not one that I'd say is like super duper desirable, but I wouldn't say that it's super undesirable either. I would say maybe somewhere between $300 and $500 would be my estimate. Oh, and then I'm looking back up there, and you said somebody's already offered you $550. Does that say? Yeah. Well, I would think that would be a very reasonable offer for Sterling Brown. But again, it's just, you know, what you're comfortable with on it. But I would think $550 would be a reasonable offer for that. But any Logo Man, no matter who the player is, probably at least $300. Oh, Latchman, you're talking about the guy who is complaining because we talked during the break about things other than just going White Sox, Phillies, Reds. Ah, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I remember that guy. I could have, I don't know, maybe it was it might have been that guy. I don't know. I'd have to think about it if it was that guy or not. That's to 175. It is Tim Anderson in the White Sox. Oh, no, it couldn't have been that guy because that was in football where that happened. That was in Phoenix. Gosh, that was the longest break in the world as a result of that. No, this is a baseball thing, so, you know, who knows. But I do kind of get them drawn to me like a magnet. Tommy Timmons, Sandlot. Hi, Tommy Timmons. Oh, Call Me T thought that Latchman was saying no talking during the break. No, he was talking about the guy that was complaining the other day, and I said I couldn't remember what guy was complaining, and he was saying no, like as in no, comma, complaining about talking during the break. He wasn't telling us not to talk during the break, Call Me T. We're all good, man. We're all good. Yeah, Jay Allen, I'm with you. I think 550 is a really fair offer for the Sterling Brown logo, man. I'd probably take it too, Roper. But, you know, it's up to you, of course. But Nationals and Steven Strasburg. That is numbered to 25. Yeah, Jay Allen, you should be glad that you missed it. It was just awful. Just awful. Hercules. Yay. My favorite Sandlot card. Hercules the dog. Turns out not to be so mean after all. Yeah, so this guy, we were, you know how I do my breaks, and we talk back and forth with chat and various things, and just kind of talk about sports and whatever, lots of different things. You know how it rolls. So this guy gets mad in the middle of, like, not even in the middle, kind of near the front of a 16-box break of Phoenix, and is complaining about, as he calls it, the chatter. And he wants the chatter to stop so that we just discuss the cards. So, okay, so like we did the first 8-box that way, and I intended to not do it that way the second 8-box as a compromise. And then somebody else jumped in and said, yeah, well, I really liked it better the other way too, or whatever. So I'm like, oh, dear Lord. So we ended up doing the whole 16 boxes, just basically looking at the cards and going to 99, to 125, to 299. Oh, it is dreadful. You should really be glad that you missed it, because I myself hated it. It was not fun at all. This is Shannon Stewart, and that is the Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays. But where's the number on it? Is it not numbered? I guess it isn't, but doesn't it look like it should be? Because it's got the different border. I thought so, but I was wrong. It is not. Just curious, this is for everything. All cards ship in this break. Most of my breaks, all the cards ship. There are a few where they don't, and it will always say that in the listing description. It will always tell you if not everything ships, or, there's something you need to know, or about different categories like this break, noted in the description that Sandlot cards had their own category and that sort of thing. So yeah, everything ships out of this one, which is why sometimes my shipping times are a little bit longer than other people's. Some people get things shipped out the door a little faster, but they also don't sort all the base and send all the base, because that's what takes forever. Forever and ever. Brian, you did miss Flawless. I regret to inform you, sir, we have already done Flawless. If you tell me who your team is, I can tell you if they hit, or probably between us, some we can remember, if you want to know. And if you don't, of course, then we won't. And it can be a surprise when you watch the upload. Jay Allen said you would have told him to be quiet. Well, here's the thing with that. I mean, there's lots of times where there are situations that are unfortunate, and I would sometimes like to say things about them. But you know what? You get, these days, people will leave you negative feedback for nothing, really. I mean, for nothing. They just don't like the sound of your voice. They'll leave you negative feedback that they didn't like your break or whatever. So the last thing you can really do is turn around and, tell somebody, hey, well, you're one person out of many, many people watching the break, so, stick it. You can't really do that. Kansas City Royals, Mike Moustakas, that is numbered 299. Now, you guys can do that on your side, but I can't do it on mine, so that's all I'm saying. Is that a Kuna, maybe an image variation, guys? Let me see what the code is on these. Hang on a minute. That's an 07. I think this might be, isn't it? Isn't that an image variation, guys? I believe so. Call Me T says you will only leave me negative if I don't keep doing what I'm doing. Well, okay then. I can live with that. I think I think that's an image variation. I'm not 100% certain about that, but it might be. So we're going to set it aside over there and see what's what. Oh, James the Maker says no, it's the regular card. Oh, well, that's a bummer. Why did I think it was... Yeah, I guess you're right, because that's Reese Hoskins has the same on it. So, yeah, I guess you're right. That's not the image variation. Well, darn it. All right. I thought we had something nice there, and I guess we don't. Well, we still have the rookie card, but that's it. So you guys have to keep me updated on the World Series score if we actually get some scoring. That was just so brutal last night. So after the break, I thought, yeah, I'm definitely going to catch the end of the game because I could see that it was still on. So, I get my stuff in top loaders and do my, my stuff I got to do after the break. And then I settle in and think, yeah, I'm going to get to maybe watch a little bit of the game. Holy Moses. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the game, all right. I fell asleep at a little after 3 and then missed the end of the game. I stayed up all that time, watched all that game, then missed the payoff of the walk-off homer because I fell asleep by accident. Kenny De Nunez, Sandlot. But they seriously kind of need to put some sort of limit on this thing because that's crazy, 18 innings. What are you telling me, James the Maker? A short print Ryan Zimmerman. Okay, well, boy, I wish I knew where I just laid those. I've got like 4 stacks of cards over there. And I don't know which stack we just most recently looked at, so I guess we'll be looking back through several stacks here until I can find it. So it's a Ryan Zimmerman, huh? Okay, well, this one? Is that it right there? Is that the one we're looking for? That is our... Well, hello. Let's try and get the sleeve open would be helpful. Yeah, good eyes. It is, in fact, missing the autograph. The, obviously, guys, facsimile autographs. I assume all of you know that. I do sometimes remember to say that at the start of the break. I didn't tonight. But whenever you see those autographs like that, those are, printed on there, on part of the card, a facsimile autograph. And that Ryan Zimmerman was indeed missing one. So James the Maker 2002, rocking it, helping me out. Thank you, sir. Call Me T says it's 4-zip Dodgers. Wow. After the Red Sox kind of didn't prevail last night, they just gave up today, didn't they? They're like, forget it. We'll just wait till we get back home. Never mind, we're tired. But frankly, they've got to be pretty exhausted. I mean, 18 innings is absurd. They need to find a way to resolve those sorts of things before you get to 18 innings. So I looked up last night during that tremendous game. We were having a conversation about what was the longest game ever, like ever in Major League Baseball. And it was spanned 2 different days, started one day, ended the next, and it was 26 innings, and I have 8 hours and a half or something like that. It was crazy. Well, we've already seen Brad Radke once, but here he is again. So he likes to travel in pairs, apparently. So the Twins have a second Radke autograph there, headed your way. If you have Minnesota A. Another Sandlot. And it's Alan McLennan. I know Jay Allen, but you know what is weird? Well, there's, I guess, maybe weird's not the right word, but when we did a half case of archives, whatever night it came out, Wednesday, and we had 2 of the same player in the one 5-box half case. I mean, at least this is a 10-box full case, so you would think, yeah, all right, maybe you got a little more margin for error in terms of duplication out of 10 boxes, but I was really surprised out of a half case that it was 2 of the same player out of there. So randomization, maybe not super great here for Topps in this product. Here comes Willie Wilson for the Royals. Mr. Willie Wilson. Philip says Radke is lame. Listen, guys, out of the first half case, we pulled the statistician. I forgot what the guy's name is, but it is whatever his name was, baseball statistician. And it was his autograph card. And everybody was like, oh, that's terrible, blah, 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 blah. But I said, you know what? Look it up. Because sometimes those oddball things out of archives bring some money. And sure enough, some of his cards, they said, were, had like $30 and stuff for those cards. So not all of them were that. I think somebody said there were some for 10 or 15 or whatever too. But yeah, sometimes that random stuff is worth some money. In that case, some statistician dude. Maybe his mom buys those, right? his family buying them all up. Oh, Jay Allen, yeah. So, you won the random on that one. Okay, so you know the statistician guy. And yes, the same guy for the Pirates came out again tonight. Came out tonight as well, so far. The one we hit 2 of in the first break. So I don't know. Sometimes Panini is guilty of this as well. I mean, there are just times when I think they do an absolutely awful job with randomizing the hits. I mean, you just... And then, yet at the same time, I also know that I'm being really hypocritical when I say that. Because if, for instance, I pulled 3 autographed Shohei Ohtanis, I probably wouldn't be complaining about the fact that they didn't randomize well. I'd be like, oh, this is the most awesome case ever, you know. Or if we pulled, 3 Acuñas or 3 of Ozzie Albies or whatever. Topps Rookie History, Dave Winfield reprint. So I know that I shouldn't probably say that, but I think, aren't we all kind of guilty of it? When it's the players that are, not that hot, then we're like, oh, they did a terrible job randomizing. But when it's the great players, it's kind of different. Here comes Squints. Our Sandlot collection is growing so far. No Sandlot duplicates either, I don't think. So that's a good thing as well. A little extra something for you there. If we could get the whole set, that would be nice. You didn't have to go track any down anywhere else. That would be a good plan. Because I think you said you were set building it, right? Sandlot, I think. Jay Allen, you called the statistician the weird guy autograph? Well, for sure, James the Maker, there are a lot more Radke autographs than there are Ohtani autographs. However, there are not so many Radke autographs that you should pull 2 out of a 5-box break like we, well, the Pirates guys, the one we pulled 2 out of a 5-box break, but this is, 2 out of this case, and we weren't more than probably 4 boxes in. In other words, the checklist is large enough that I'm not expecting, obviously, to pull an Ohtani in every case we open. But what I would think is that we could not have 2 or 3 of one player out of one case with a checklist as large as they have in most of these products. That's what I'm saying. Jay Allen, you have never seen The Sandlot, the movie? I bet they have it on Netflix. Well, I don't know that you have Netflix, but I just, isn't that awful? I just kind of assume everybody has Netflix because it's like I watch a lot of stuff on there and everybody I know watches a lot of stuff on there. So somehow I just assume that everyone has Netflix, but you may not. But if you do, I bet The Sandlot's on there. Maybe not, but probably. Scott Kingery and the Philadelphia Phillies. What is this numbered to? 175. With our little purple border base there for the Phillies. It's not on Netflix. What? How'd that happen? What is wrong with Netflix? They need to get it together. I wonder if it's on Amazon Prime. Do you know if it's on there? Oh, right as I'm asking that, I look over there and I see Call Me T is typed in. It's on Amazon Prime. Well, see, there you go. So if you've got Amazon Prime, you can go watch The Sandlot for free. James the Maker, you bought 8 boxes over a 6-month period of Gypsy Queen, and you got 7 Josh Pettibone autographs. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that would have hurt me badly, especially when they're all spread out like that. You know, you bought them at different times, different places. That's bad. This is for the Indians. It's Charles Nagy coming out for Cleveland. It's kind of like Jamon Moore in football this year. It is nearly impossible to open a case of anything without hitting Jamon Moore multiple times. So your guy Pettibone in his year was probably like that. And here is Bertram Grover Weeks, another Sandlot. Still, I think, no duplication, which is awesome. Philip Dexler, you're asking me what autograph about what? Oh, you're talking about, I'm sorry, you were talking, Philip, to Jay Allen. You were not talking to me. I got you. Gotcha. The Phillies, guys, that was not an autograph. Are you talking about that Scott Kingery? That's not an autograph, guys. That is a facsimile signature on that as well. That's not an autograph card. It is numbered, right, on the back. It's a purple border, but there's no autograph certification for it on the card. So the facsimile signatures, of course, don't have the autograph certification, but the others do. So that is not, that's printed on there. That's not an actual autograph, right? Did that make sense? I set it aside because it was numbered on the back. Here's our other autograph for this box. It's a Sandlot. It's Kenny De Nunez. Well, it's the actor who played Kenny De Nunez. That's what it was. So, there's our other autograph for the Sandlot. Oh, you said it's 4-3, top of the 7th. Oh, Boston just hit a 3-run home run. Okay, well, maybe they're starting to, you know, hit the Red Bull or something. They're starting to wake up after last night. I just thought they'd maybe given up on this game. That score was terrible a while ago, but I'm okay either way. I'm okay with the Dodgers winning because you guys know I'm a little bit of a Dodgers fan, but I'm also okay with Boston winning because I really like watching them play this year. They've just been so much fun for me personally to watch because I like the fact that they do the old school kind of deal. As in, they actually put the ball in play, which I like. It's not all or nothing. So many teams these days are, you know, either strikeout or home run, and they don't do much in between. And for me, that's not as much fun to watch. So I've enjoyed watching the Red Sox because I think they play old school and they, actually get the ball in play a lot. So I'm okay with them winning and I'm okay with the Dodgers winning. Either one's all right. Call me T, you said you hate the Suns? The Phoenix Suns? Oh, no. Oh, wait, what? Are you trying to say the Sox? Are you trying to say you hate the Red Sox? Or are you really saying you hate the Phoenix Suns? Which, okay, that's fine. That's fine if you hate the Phoenix Suns or the Red Sox. Either one's okay. Ah, the Red Sox. Okay, you hate the Red Sox. Well, you guys know this about me. I don't really hate any teams in baseball because my team is the Reds. And everyone beats the Reds. So I just don't have a lot of what I would call rivalry teams. I don't have a lot of teams that if I lose, I think, oh my gosh, that's so awful, like I do in most sports. Because my poor Reds, we just lose to everyone. So therefore, I just kind of watch the teams that I enjoy playing and don't worry about it too much. Mike Timlin for speaking of the Red Sox. So yeah, I think it's hard to really develop a kind of a hatred for another team if you don't have a rivalry, and I don't think you can have a rivalry if you always lose. So therefore, being a Reds fan, I don't really hate any other teams. Yes, I do have carpal tunnel, and yes, that is why that brace is on there. You are quite correct. Cardinals, Bob Gibson, that is numbered to 175, St. Louis. And it is absolutely from a lot of this sort of stuff, because obviously I handle all these cards more than once. So we sort through them every night like this, and then guess what? I've got to handle them all again when I sort them to send them off to you. Future Stars Bo Jackson insert for the Royals. It's not numbered, but it's cool. And then, of course, I've got all the typing too, right? To list the stuff and to do the spreadsheets and answer emails and all that stuff. And it has just destroyed my right wrist. And normally, I don't wear the brace during the break. I wear it most of the rest of the day. But I normally take it off during the break. But my wrist has been so torn up this week. I've done so many breaks with a lot of base cards, and my wrist has just been outrageously disrupted this week. So I had to actually go get it in the middle of the break last night and put it on, and pretty much have worn it ever since. Yeah, it probably smells real nice, doesn't it? I have to sleep in it and everything. So, now I'm going to have to take it off and wash it tomorrow. Let it dry before tomorrow night, I guess. Call Me T says, you like the Reds. You like Joe Morgan. Oh, yeah. I like Joe Morgan. But Johnny Bench was my favorite. Of course, Johnny Bench is one of my 2 all-time favorite players in baseball. The other one is Hank Aaron. Those are my 2 favorite players ever. Johnny Bench and Hank Aaron. So how about that? Jay Allen says that you'll drive up and be the guest breaker. Awesome, man. You want to be the guest sorter, too? And before you answer that, understand if you turn into the guest sorter, I will never let you leave. I will just lock the door, and you will have to live here with us and sort 24 hours a day. Yeah, exactly. James the Maker says we need a hand double, and I don't believe that he's wrong on that. Bryce Harper, rookie history reprint there. We pulled that Bryce Harper rookie card not too long ago. Well, maybe it was longer than I thought. It was last year. But there was a bunch of update at that time that had the Bryce Harper rookies in them that my local store had, and he had had them since they came out. So I just went in and bought them, and we broke them like 3 or 4 boxes at a time, and we were breaking some 2013 Bowman Chrome and all kinds of fun stuff. And we found that Bryce Harper in one of those breaks. There's a Sandlot stuck behind that one, which was a pretty good deal. And then, I don't know, somebody else who breaks or something got wind of it, and they went in and cleaned it all out. I was just buying it little groups at a time, and then they went and bought all the rest of it, and that ended that. There's another Wendy Pfeffercorn. Call Me T says, do I want a Hank Aaron jersey card from the Brewers? Well, why don't you want the Hank Aaron jersey card from the Brewers? Call Me T. You don't like Hank Aaron? You got something against my man, Hank Aaron? No, I love Hank. He was, he's still alive. He is great. He was a great player. Well, plus I just kind of, I don't know. Johnny Bench was just, I guess, kind of who I grew up with, right? I mean, my sister's older, and she liked Pete Rose. But I always liked Johnny Bench. We would always get into these big debates as to which one of the two was better, Johnny Bench or Pete Rose. So, she always won the argument, though, because she's older than I am. She was better prepared for the argument. I was little. Says Bert. Oh, boy. Blevin. I don't know. For the Twins, and I don't know how to tell you how to say his name, but anyway, there he is. Once again, the Twins have another hit. It is Sister Appreciation Day today, apparently. Do you guys know that? Speaking of my older sister, she sends me a text saying it's Sister Appreciation Day. And asked me, do I appreciate her? With a little smiley emoji. Tom Glavine, that is numbered to 25 for the Atlanta Braves. I had no idea there was even such a thing as Sister Appreciation Day. That's crazy. Call Me T, you have 3 of the Hank Aaron jersey cards from the Brewers? Really? Wow. Because I don't think they don't come out as much as the Braves. Because he didn't play for the Brewers nearly as long as he played for the Braves. That's pretty cool, man. You've got some good Hank Aaron mojo surrounding you, it sounds like. Call Me T, you have 3 girls. Well, did they know today was Sister Appreciation Day? I had no idea. I'd never heard of that. Like, I thought that I knew every possible made-up Hallmark holiday that existed. But every year they pop up with something new, you know, Taco Day or Pizza Day or Potato Day or whatever it's going to be. So, yeah, Sister Appreciation Day. Unless she just made it up. She could have. She's kind of that way. She could have just made it up. But I don't think so. I think it must be a thing. Uh-oh, a Sandlot card got stuck behind one of these. One of these we just looked at. All right, well, let's fly back through here. I will say out of the first half case, I did find 2 that were stuck in behind other cards when I was sorting, so it's definitely not outside the realm of possibility. They're slick, and most of the rest of these are not. They're a different texture, so for sure, sometimes one can get stuck in behind, but I would find it, of course, when sorting, but we're going back through here right now to see if I can find it for you, James the Maker. Do you know where it was, like how much farther into the stack we need to go? You have any idea? Because that's a pretty good little bunch, and I haven't seen it yet, but still trucking. Basically, just trying to give an extra little push in behind each one of them. There was the Bryce Harper. So is it before or after the Bryce Harper? Because the Bryce Harper rookie reprint just went by out of that stack. So we're back farther than that now, and I haven't found it yet. That's a Brewers Robin Yount. Well, yeah, we've already looked through the last 20 cards, so definitely there was not one in that stack because we just looked through more than the last 20. We probably just looked back through like the last 100, roughly. So I don't know. If there was one in there, it wasn't in that group. It did not present itself there, so I don't know if there's one somewhere else in there, of course, that was farther back than that. Obviously, I would find it when I sort, but I don't think it was in that last group there because we did just flip right back through those. Roper's making up a holiday. Happy Breaker Day, he says. Yeah, I like that plan too. Do you get candy for Happy Breaker Day, or do you get cards, as in packs of cards, not as in Hallmark cards? I broke down and bought the Halloween candy today. Told you I wasn't going to do that, speaking of candy. Didn't I? Told you guys I was going to wait, so I didn't end up eating it. And guess what? I bought it today when I went to the grocery store. So now, I didn't buy much, though. I stopped myself from buying the bigger bag that I was going to buy because I thought, you know what? There is no way I'm going to have that many trick-or-treaters, and then I'm just going to eat all that. So, I bought a little bag, but I caved and bought it early. There's Craig Biggio for the Astros. And that is numbered to 99 for Mr. Biggio. 1986 Topps Gum. What about 1986 Topps Gum? You going to chew it? Or that's what you get for... Oh, that's what you get for Breakers Day, I bet. That's what you're saying. Oh my gosh, there was somebody in here. Oh, this has been a little while back. I got to think. Maybe in the last 5 or 6 months. Somebody has girls and was opening some of these vintage packs, and the girls dared him to chew the gum out of there, that like nasty 1,000-year-old gum. And the deal was if he would chew it, then they would like clean the house or something, or clean a room of the house. I don't remember the details, but anyway, he did. He chewed it. This is from 100. It is to 175 Justin Upton and the Angels. He sure did. Chewed that gum from like the 70s or the 80s. Like, I could not even imagine. That's so gross. Adam Kennedy comes out for the Angels. It's like a wonder you wouldn't break a tooth on that, right? I mean, that just, oh, and it just had to taste so awful. I'm trying to think. He told us in the chat what it tasted like, and I can't remember now what he said. He didn't say wood, but it was something. It was obviously unpleasant, but said it was, you know, worth it to get the whatever the cleaning task was done. And yes, I do agree with you that the Biggio is a nice card. Biggio is always a good hit. Call me T. You don't really have to send me a Hank Aaron card, man. I know you've had to pay for that and get that. That's out of your hard work. So you don't have to give me your Hank Aaron card. That is sweet of you to offer, though, and I appreciate it. Oh, yes, you're not kidding. If I were a piece of Topps gum for every pack I opened, you are right. Well, first of all, I would probably have had some kind of an episode from all the sugar. I don't know what kind of episode it would have been, but it would have been something. And then, yeah, you're right. You'd get a serious case of lockjaw chewing all that gum. Give it to all the ball players who have replaced... well, not everybody has, but a lot of them have replaced their chewing tobacco with gum, and some of them with sunflower seeds. But it's always interesting to me that 99% of the ball players that you see in the dugout are chewing something. Managers too. It must just go with the territory. It's peer pressure or something. I don't know. You got a Rod Carew card out of what? Call me T. Lenny Dykstra. Didn't Lenny Dykstra just get like arrested on some crazy rant about threatening an Uber driver and some such? Wasn't that Lenny Dykstra? It was some ex-MLB player, and I think it might have been him. Went on some crazy rant, and I don't even remember what set him off, with an Uber driver, and like said I think he pulled a gun on him or something. It was a really bizarre situation. And it was not that long ago, within the last 5 or 6 months anyway. Was that Lenny Dykstra? Does anybody remember that weird story? I think it was that the Uber driver kind of like drove to the police station or something like that. And then so of course he got arrested, and he was like high or drunk or both or something. I mean, it was crazy. You'll have to Google it, but I think it was him. And here is Bertram Grover Weeks again for The Sandlot. Oh, you ate 1970 Topps gum? Oh, boo, man. That is not healthy. And, it's 4-4, another home run. Thank you. I thought your username was Be Awesome. It's just BE. I just glanced at it while ago, and I guess the first word you typed was awesome. And so I thought your username was Be Awesome, which I actually thought was pretty cool. But I see now that your username is BE, and it must have been the first word you typed was awesome. Aha! Well, BE and Call Me T, thank you both for the score update to let me know that we are all tied up now 4 apiece. And what inning are we in, by the way? Oh, I hate when they switch directions on me when I'm in the midst of sorting through these. There's a Sandlot stuck. And it's, yeah, again. Oh, gross. James says during the Jays and Phillies series, all they talked about was how much spit was in the outfield. Oh, yuck. I wouldn't even want to think about that. You're just basically diving into someone's spit if you have to dive into the grass out there, then that's just gross. Just gross. It is the top of the 8th. Okay. 2 Timothy came in to update the score too. Thank you very much. Oh, it's loaded with snot, he says. Oh, no. No, that's too gross to even think about. Oh, yuck. Did you all watch, by any chance, probably not, because it wouldn't exactly have been a marquee matchup, but if anybody watched on the SEC network today, my Kentucky Wildcats play Missouri. That was just practically an unwatchable game. It was hideous. Both sides were terrible on offense. Thank goodness we have a good defense, because our offense has been just dreadful. Other than Benny Snell. Benny Snell, our running back, he rocks. I mean, the guy's incredible. But you have to have more to your game than just one running back, which lately we haven't had. So the game was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And it also looked like we were absolutely, unquestionably going to lose the game. I just dropped Molina, and I did not mean to, guys. And so that's why we're looking at him right now, to see if I dinged him up. I think he looks okay. His corners and everything look okay to me. He didn't go far and he was on the mat, but I did accidentally drop him off the top of the pile. So that's why he got a special little look there. So we get down to the end of the game. And Kentucky is driving down, trying to win. And I mean, for once, our quarterback actually threw it to our players as opposed to, you know, throwing it to the Missouri players like he was doing. And we had 4 seconds left because he managed to get himself sacked on the last drive and lost us some yards and whatever. I mean, we had enough time to get a couple plays till he gets sacked for the 100th time. And by the way, not sacked because our O-line is bad. Our O-line is good. The guy holds the ball forever and just stands in one spot and basically waits for somebody to come and grab him. Here's another De Nunez sandlot. That looks like it should be numbered, though. Look, it's a different color. Is it numbered? It is. It's numbered to 99. Woohoo! So I know that you said you wanted another sandlot autograph, and I know you wanted it to be Pfefferkorn, but I'm sad to report to you that it is De Nunez, but I'm happy to report that you got a second hit, and it's numbered, so that's the good side. So we get down to this last play, Kentucky, Missouri, with 4 seconds to go. He throws a pass to the corner of the end zone that somehow our guy manages to catch with just one hand. And it frankly wasn't maybe a perfectly thrown ball. It probably is questionable whether or not he would have been able to catch it and stay in bounds. But nonetheless, the Missouri kid has been pushing him like the whole way on his route, headed back to the corner and pushing him out of position. And then right as the guy goes up to catch it, he pushes him completely out of bounds. So the clock expires, of course. All that took more than 4 seconds. But guess what happened? They, of course, threw the flag with the clock at 0 for pass interference in the end zone. So we got one more play, one untimed play left. And by golly, he managed to get the ball in there. And we won the game by 1 point. And that was the only watchable part of the game, probably worth seeing the entire game. And by the way, we had no business winning that game. We played terribly, offensively. But I bet you, well, I know that's the only time I have ever seen an untimed play at the end of the game. But I bet you that's the first one of those there have been in, probably in school history for Kentucky. We have already done the full-size helmets. Yeah, those are gone, Bro versus Pro. That was way early on in the evening. We started off with the jersey. The helmets were next. Flawless was after that. And then Archives. And we're well into Archives here, too. So, yeah, we started at 9:30 tonight. I would say we probably did the helmets, what, guys, by 9. Probably started them around 9:45 or so. Went from there. Do they have a Hercules autograph? I don't think they do. I think poor Hercules is met his maker many years ago. Considering our furry friends don't live nearly as long as we do. But it would be kind of cool if there was like a paw print or something on there, wouldn't there be? Well, it wouldn't be cool in this case because that would mean, you know, there was paw print of a deceased dog. That wouldn't be cool. But if Hercules were still living, a paw print would have been cool on there to serve as a strange sort of autograph. Yeah, somebody says he didn't look like a young dog when they made the movie. Yeah, poor Hercules is probably long since met his maker. Oh, man, come on. This is the third Radke. Well, guess what? If you're the Twins, you're happy, I guess, because you've had a lot of hits in here, and 3 of them are Radke. If you're not the Twins, you're probably like me going, oh, come on. That is just not cool. Oh, a Hercules relic? Yeah, I don't know. What would that have? Like part of the collar or something, maybe? you wouldn't want his fur, I don't think. Scotty Smalls for the Sandlot. Call me. Jay Allen says, yeah, you told me there would be 3 of that guy. Well, you were not wrong about that. I hope 3 is all that there would be. I would hope we don't find any more than that. Call me T says a rumor there's a paw print autograph. Well, I don't think that would be possible. That doggie's long since gone. Unless they just used another dog's paw print. Shame on them for counterfeiting if they did. Kidding, of course. Kidding. Don't want anybody going, oh, she said that Topps is counterfeiting their cards. No, no, no. Just a joke. Andrelton Simmons to 175 for the Angels. Oh, part of the chewed ball from the movie. Well, now, James the Maker, that is good. That is cool. I hadn't thought about that possibility. That is an excellent possibility. That would be fun. Although I imagine, again, that prop is probably long, long gone. Because back then, you know, it wouldn't have been a thing to have relics for cards and stuff like that. But that's long gone. Philip says if he had the Twins tonight, he would shred all of the Radke autographs. Well, see, then that would be why you probably don't want to bid on the Twins. Because that would just be like putting your money in the shredder if you did that. Don't do that. Somebody might want them. Call Me T says he is serious about the paw print autograph. Jay Allen says it's a cut paw print. Well, that is quite interesting. I was joking about it when I said that it would be a paw print. I was kidding. But apparently you guys are saying that that it is actually a possibility. So that's interesting. Is that Smoltz? That Smoltz doesn't... I guess that's just regular again. For some reason, a couple of these keep catching my eye, and I'm thinking they're short, but they're not. Well, a cut signature paw print for Hercules would really make my night. I have to tell you, it would. Because Hercules is my favorite card from the Sandlot anyway. And if there really was a paw print autograph, well, I need to pull that. That needs to come my way so that we can see it. I could hold it in my hand. If such a thing is out there, it needs to come visit us. I think I've only got one more case of archives left, though, which is probably pretty good considering how, you know, but every case I open I'm losing money on. It's probably good that I don't have a lot more. Although I'm thinking tonight, maybe the problem was exactly what you guys said. Some of you reported not being able to see some of the teams. One person said they couldn't see any of the teams. So that might be exactly what happened tonight. The Indians and Andrew Miller. That is numbered to 99. Yeah, Latchman, eBay acts dumb sometimes. But for sure, if you have a night where you're looking for stuff and you know there should be stuff listed, because you know I break almost every night, and you can't find any of my listings at all, just shoot me a message over, and hopefully, I mean, I don't check messages obsessively. I'll tell you that straight up. But I'll check them, you know, a couple times, 2 or 3 times a day, maybe on eBay, a couple times anyway. And I could try and send you a link, Latchman, and see if you would be able to find them that way. Because what I found the last time when I was having problems like this is that sometimes I could see them and you guys couldn't see them. And then if I sent you a link with my, but, you know, to a specific whatever, then you could see it. So I don't quite know what they've got going on there. Call Me T says you put $177 on Sandlot, guys. Really? James, you got $80 for a Tommy Timmons base autograph. Nice. Hey, I'd be happy to do a Sandlot break for you, except this is the only place we can find them. All the Sandlot cards are in archives. But I like when they put stuff like that in archives. I mean, there's usually some kind of insert, but I like that it's Sandlot. And they did, oh, what do you call it? Bull Durham one year. You know, they do different baseball-themed movies as inserts from time to time. And those are always fun. I look forward to them. Warren Spahn, again, we pulled a parallel for him earlier. That is numbered to 25, though, so it's a little bit lower. And, you know, it says Milwaukee Braves on there, but, of course, the former Milwaukee Braves are the current Atlanta Braves. So, obviously, that goes to the Atlanta Braves, even though it says Milwaukee Braves on there. Oh, yeah, right. Major League, too. I had forgotten about that. Yeah, so they take the various baseball movies at different points in time and get them worked in. Benny the Jet Rodriguez. I think that might be the first Benny the Jet that we found, right? I think so. I mean, base or anything out of this break. We had him in the other break, I believe, but... Yeah, I know, Call Me T. You are doing fine with your Sandlot tonight. Getting 2 autographs and the 1 numbered, that's a good ROI. I just passed, I'm glad you said that before I set these down, then we'd had to go look for them. He said, I went past an Aaron Judge variation, so let's go back and find that. I know there's a slight delay in chat. That's got to be it right there then. So for the Yankees, there's a photo variation for your man Aaron Judge. I don't remember that. I know we just picked up to look through. Had we already looked through this part too? Oh, I think we had, but now because I set them down looking for that, I'm not 100% sure, so we're going to look through them again. I think this is the other half of the stack that we'd already looked at, but better safe than sorry. There we looked again. So that way we know for sure that we caught it with no worries. Thank you again, James the Maker. Always appreciative of that. Here's Timmy Timmons. That one's not signed, but yet you needed him to complete your base set. So dear old Timmy making an appearance. Yes, we absolutely have already done Flawless. I'm sorry, Brian, I answered that earlier. Maybe you didn't hear me when I went through that. Everything has been done except archives. So first up tonight, we did the jersey. Behind that, we did the helmets. Behind that, we did Flawless and then archives, which we're close to finishing up. We've got 2 boxes left out of the case here. So generally, guys, it's always going to break in the order that it ends on eBay, and 99% of the time, I'm going to list the things that are fastest to break first, which means they're going to be at the top of the break. So memorabilia and boxes like Flawless that don't have very many cards in them and that sort of stuff is virtually always going to break before something like this that takes, you know, an hour plus to get through. So sadly, yeah, Well, right, Brian, you're not going to see it because we're still in the middle of the break. So, of course, I can't upload the break while I'm still in the middle of the break. So, you're not going to be able to see it until a little bit later because we're, still in the break. And right, it's under live because we are live right now. So that's why it shows live because we're still, in the break that we started at, what time we start tonight, guys? 9:30. So we're still in the midst of the break that we started at 9:30. Terry Steinbach for the A's comes out next. That one is numbered to 150. So yeah, so here's the way it'll work, Brian. Later tonight, after the break, there will be YouTube saves a version of the break automatically. They archive a version of it, and that will be available to view usually pretty soon after the break's over, an hour or two anyway. And then tomorrow, at some point, I will upload the break. The only difference in what I upload, the recorded version, and what YouTube has, is that I go in and add the proper tags and titles to the break. So that's the absolute only difference. Everything else should be the same. So if you want to catch it later tonight, I think it'll show up shortly after the break ends. Otherwise, you'll be able to catch it, tomorrow when I upload it. Either or. You're going to a Halloween party. Oh, have fun. Have fun. Halloween parties are always fun. Although the older I get, the less I want to take time to dress up. I used to be a little more elaborate with my costumes than I am these days. Rich Aurelia. And that is for the San Francisco Giants. San Fran, baby. Booty says, was it a nice Cal Ripken jersey? Oh, I'm sorry. It was not a Cal Ripken jersey. I am sorry to report to you. Was not Cal Ripken tonight. There's Squints again. I can tell you who it was if you want me to, Booty. It is up to you. Some people like to wait and watch it and be surprised, and some people don't want to fool with that, and they just want to know outright. So you tell us if you want to know or not. If you do, we'll share it. We'll tell you. It's up to you. Oh, well, CJ Allen already typed it in there. So we're already good anyway. So, yes, it was Pete Rose. Jay Allen helped you out there, too, in chat. Pete Rose, and he inscribed Hit King beneath it. And it was a custom jersey for the Cincinnati Reds tonight. Did I not cut the... Oh, I did on that one. It's like, I swear every time I think I cut the plastic on these, and then I find out I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've got a whole lot of the Gold Rush baseball jerseys left. Because, of course, we were breaking those by the half case for a while. And then I went back to the single jersey on it. And I think I have, I don't know, not a whole lot more of them. A few more. And I haven't checked lately to see if they're still in stock or not. I called my guy Monday, as a matter of fact, to order some other Gold Rush stuff, which I did order. It should have already been here, but it's not, so I need to check on that. He was sick. He had gone home early, but I thought he was going to send it out the next day, and yet I don't have it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Unless maybe he's still sick. I guess he could be. In which case, it's like, ooh, don't ship me my stuff yet, because you'll get some kind of flu-like germs on it and travel through UPS and come get me sick. I don't want to be sick. Don't be doing that to me. Ray Fosse for the Indians. Jim meant football. That's what I'm talking about, Jay Allen. Like it's not here. That's part of what he was supposed to be sending me. And that's why I haven't listed it yet to break, because I don't know where it is. And I don't know, it hasn't shown up here. I don't know what's going on with it. So maybe he was heavily medicated when I talked to him or something. Maybe, I don't know what the deal is, but I haven't gotten it. But yeah, I'm supposed to have Gym Met football here. And a few other things. I had ordered a handful of stuff from him. Latchman, I do have some Inception laying around. As a matter of fact, I do have some loose boxes of Topps Inception. I think I have a half case quantity. I'm not 100% sure if it's a half case quantity, but I think it is. Salvador Perez to 175 for the Kansas City Royals. It is one of many things that I need to put together from 2018 baseball into some sort of a mixer. I've got a lot of mixers I need to do with baseball and football and basketball. I just can't seem to find the time to do it, but I need to make the time to do it. But yeah, I definitely have Inception. I saw it just the other day. I don't know exactly how much, but I think probably around 8 boxes. I think it was most likely a half case quantity that somebody sent me. And a lot of times I don't mess with them when they're less than case. Sometimes I do. Just depends. You said top of the 9th, there's a Red Sox runner on second, and Devers is up. All right, well, we'll see how he does. Latchman, I don't know what the cost would be for a box of that because I don't remember what I paid for it because we ordered that a long time ago. Here's the way Topps works to give you an idea. We ordered that 6 months before it was supposed to release, and it was originally scheduled to come out in either February or March. So we would have ordered it probably September or October of 2017. Then they delayed the release dramatically. It ended up not showing up till probably, June or something. Like, it was late, really late. They kept pushing the date back. So the moral of the story is I ordered it way back a year ago and paid for it, 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't remember either one. What I paid for it, what it was to order it, what I paid for it. I don't remember any of that. I'll have to look all that up. That's numbered to 99. It is John Gray and the Rockies. And right at the moment, Latchman, I could not even look that up for you at this exact moment because my mom, my poor mom, my mom's always like, you're so busy all the time. What can I do to help? And usually I'm like, nothing, like nobody wants to work their mom, right? No, you don't want to do that. But she's like, oh, come on, really, give me something to do. I was like, okay. Here's this giant box of invoices that I have not had time to sort or organize. And so why don't you take these and put these in date order, by month and then by date. So she took them earlier this week. And boy, oh boy, have I been getting a lot of lectures ever since then. She's like, this stuff is a mess and you need to keep this in better order, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, that's, isn't that what you volunteered to do? But frankly, hey, that's why I have an accountant, but I only go there once a year. So yeah, okay, I'm not the most organized with that. I kind of put it in the box and there it goes. But anyway, point is, I can't even go look up the invoice for you right at this moment, Latchman, because my mother has it and she is organizing it for me. Isn't that awful at my age? My mother's organizing the stuff. But anyway. But I agree with you, Latchman. I adore Inception. I always order a lot of it because I enjoy it so much. And it's an easy break. Yeah, it's, it is a 16-box case, but it's 1 pack per box. And it's not a massive amount of cards per pack. And it's always really a fun break. So I usually open 10, 12 cases or so of Inception, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we did this year too. Oh, it's 5-4 Boston. Devers delivered, did he? Okay. Well, speaking of Boston, here's Marty Barrett for the Red Sox. I suspect, did we hit him earlier? I think we did, didn't we? Maybe. That is number 299 on Marty Barrett. You're just buying the single cards on eBay, Latchman? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more fun to do it as a break for sure, but there's not as many people breaking it, of course, now, because it's way after it came out, and, you know, we all of us breakers are guilty of the same thing. We push it all out the door pretty quickly after it comes out, because we know there's going to be another product coming out right behind it that we'll have to turn around and get out the door, and so we have a nasty habit as a group of us, of breaking everything pretty close to the time it releases and not saving any for later. So, but yeah, I will do, you know, I'll look and see how many there are, and if there's enough to do like a half case break, I might be able to throw together a half case break for you, Latchman. If there's not enough to do a half case break, then I can try to get off my rear and get the mixer put together, because I've got tons of stuff I can do with the mixer. I mean, I've got loads of different stuff from 2018. I might even have some 2017 Best of Bowman and stuff left. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. All right, so it is last box mojo time. You know what that means. It is time for us to collectively work our mojo and try to find some fire. We need a 5-alarm fire hit out of here. Jay Allen, I think you're right. I think it was another duplicate. I don't know how many. You said second or third Red Sox player. Maybe. I don't remember how many of them have been Red Sox players. But of course, we will recap it here momentarily after we look through this. James the Maker, I would love to find you a Juan Soto blue border, or a Juan Soto anything out of here would be fantastic. Did we pulled one out of that, did we pull one out of that 5-box half case as a redemption? We did, didn't we? Or did we? We pulled one out of 5-star that was a redemption for sure, a Juan Soto, a couple breaks back. But I want to say we maybe pulled one out of archives too, did we? Jay Allen says I need a guest breaker and a card organizer. Well, for my personal cards, yeah, I need an organizer for those. But no, my mom was talking about my invoices, because I just throw them all in a box, basically, because I don't want to fool with them. And I get so many things that come in every week, and I know I should do it as I go, and I just don't. I spend my time breaking and sorting and shipping and taking care of family stuff. I do not spend my time organizing my invoices, obviously. But, you know, I figure I pay the accountant good money, so why can't they do it or whatever? But like I said, she kept asking, could she help? So I said, okay. And then I think she was regretting it pretty soon thereafter. So she called me tonight again, and she said, now listen, from here on out, we're doing this monthly. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, Mom. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I'll keep up with it. I know I won't, but there's no sense in getting her started on that, right? So I'm just like, yeah, I'll keep up with it monthly. You guys said it was 5-star that had the Juan Soto, and it was not in archives. Okay, well, I knew we had one in something. I thought it was 5-star, but for some reason I thought we hit something in archives for Juan Soto, but I guess we didn't. I look at so many every day, I do lose track. I freely admit that. Oh, James the Maker, you got a purple auto last night. Excellent. That is always a happy thing. I like Juan Soto. I think that kid is awesome. So I'd be happy if I pulled him out of everything. Yeah, exactly. James the Maker says, as long as I don't put them in the circular file, my accountant can figure it all out. Exactly. That's the way I look at it, too. But she said she wanted to help. She said she wanted something to do. And like I said, I wouldn't normally try to, like, put my mom to work, because that's just not a very cool thing to do, generally speaking. But she kept asking, so I thought, well, that's harmless enough. And really, I didn't think it would take that long. Because I got the binder ready and everything, so I sent her the papers and the binder and a 3-hole punch. And I thought, it'll maybe take her an hour or so to do it, and then, but then it'll help me out, right? It would, and then she would feel better because she wants something to do. Oh boy, now we're talking. Yeah, baby, Jose Altuve for the Astros. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy with this case. And it hung out right here to the very last box, the bitter end. Well, not the bitter end, but nice Jose Altuve. And this one is an example, since we are looking at it, that you can see the corners and edges and things are not 100% perfect on the back of that card. You see some little white on there. And frankly, that's because the background is, a dark color. If the background had been white, we wouldn't have noticed any of that. But now they make all these fancy backgrounds with these dark colors, and you notice every teeny tiny little imperfection. But you know what? That is still a really nice hit if you have the Astros, especially for the price you paid for them tonight. So there you go. I like it. And here's our next autograph out of this box. They're coming out pretty close to one another. It's Pat Neshek for the Phillies. And I know I said his name wrong. I always say his name wrong. But anyway, there he is. So a couple of active players come out of our last box mojo. One of them being Jose Altuve. So frankly, I think that last box mojo worked. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And there's another Hercules Sandlot. That makes me happy. So there you go. I'm liking our last box. So thank you all for working your collective mojo with me to make that happen. Nice Reggie Jackson. Reprint, of course. Again, a reprint, but you know that. You know that's not really the real for real rookie card. But I do like the reprints of it anyway. Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Does me. Latchman says, where's the paw print? We didn't get the paw print. I know. I wanted the paw print too. Dang it. Now that I know it really does exist, like I was just playing around earlier. I didn't really think it existed. But you guys are telling me it for real does? Well, yeah, now I'm going to be kind of obsessed with it. So look out. Nicholas Castellanos, that is numbered to 175 for the Tigers. So yeah, you better look out now that I know that exists. I might have to start bidding on Sandlot and other people's breaks, trying to find Hercules paw print. There's Scotty Smalls again. There is no statistician. You're right, Jay Allen. There is no statistician. What in the world? We got ripped off. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't pull the statistician again, to be honest with you. I would much rather have Jose Altuve. I think that is way better. Way better. Okay, kids, let's take a look at what we have in our little happy little recap. Okay, so we're going to take a look through our Sandlot, mainly because I set them out separate every time because I like them and I just do. Now, it is always possible that there's one stuck to the back of a card in there somewhere. I know that James the Maker thought he saw one. I didn't find it in the stack where he thought it was. But listen, there's definitely the possibility that there could be one of these base cards stuck behind another card. If there is, you know I'm going to find it when we sort. And, of course, you're going to get it if it's in there. But these are all the ones that I know of that we have because I set them aside and put them in sleeves as we went along just because I did, because I like them, and because it was easy to do, because there aren't that many. So those are all of our Sandlot base cards. Those are not the autographs, of course, but the base cards. Then the Aaron Judge image variation for the Yankees. And then we have the Ryan Zimmerman that is missing the facsimile autograph for the Nationals. That shouldn't be in there. I thought that was a short print, but it's not. So, yeah, oh well. You just got to look at it a second time for no apparent reason. Castellanos for the Tigers. That is numbered to 175. For the Rockies, it is John Gray to 99. Salvador Perez for the Royals to 175. Warren Spahn for the Braves to 25. Andrew Miller and the Indians to 99. For the Angels, it is Simmons to 175. For the Angels, Justin Upton, 175. For the Braves, it's Tom Glavine to 25. Scott Kingery for the Phillies, that is to 175. It's the Moose for the Royals, Mike Moustakas to 99. The Nats and Steven Strasburg to 25. The White Sox with Tim Anderson to 175. Another Warren Spahn for the Braves, that one to 175. And Marcell Ozuna for the Cardinals to 99. Those are our numbered cards that are not autographed. Oh, the woodpecker. Jay Allen, the woodpecker, is asleep now. And I saw him later. You know, after I finished the break, I went out there because I'm like, dang, that woodpecker's got to get off the side of my house. He's going to, like, peck a hole right through the siding. And he was gone, but I saw him over in his little woodpecker feeding station. So he at least did go off to his own feeding station and get off the side of the house. But, yeah, man, that was crazy. And he's so loud when he does it. Phillies, Pat Neshek. Jose Altuve for the Astros. I like that hit. The Red Sox, Marty Barrett, numbered to 99. The Indians with Ray Fosse. And then Rich Aurelia for the Giants. The Oakland A's, Terry Steinbach. One of many Radkes for the Twins. De Nunez, baby. Kenny De Nunez, or the autograph of the actor that played De Nunez, numbered to 99 for the Sandlot. The Angels with Adam Kennedy. Is that numbered? No. Craig Biggio for the Astros. Astros ended up with a good break tonight. That's numbered to 99. The Twins with Bert Blevin. Whatever it is. It's Bert, okay? His name is Bert, and it's for the Twins, and we know I'm not going to say it right. Bob Gibson and the Cardinals. I stacked him in the wrong pile. He's numbered to 175. We should have seen him with the numbered cards. I stacked him with the autos, but either way, he's coming to you. Mike Timlin, that is for the Red Sox. That's another one you can see, you know, some little minor imperfections on corners and things. And, you know, most of the ones like that with color, you're going to see a little. And there is Kenny De Nunez again. That one is the base Sandlot, not numbered. Charles Nagy for the Indians. Willie Wilson and the Royals. You said it is, oh my goodness, 5-4 bases loaded for the Red Sox and then a double by Pierce. It's now 8-4 Red Sox. Wow. Jay Allen, you're right. The Houston Astros did get a couple of really good cards. There's another Radke. This one is numbered to 99. Your one we saw a minute ago wasn't numbered, but I think there's still yet another Radke in here as well. Shannon Stewart for the Blue Jays. For the Pirates, it's Orlando Merced. For the Mets, it is Wally Backman. And then the other, Brad Radke, the third one, this one is numbered to 150. So a couple of numbered ones. I think one that wasn't numbered, but a lot of Radke, no matter how you look at it. So that has our break wrapped up for tonight, but I will still put up the spreadsheet information again with the shipping info and the breaks that are coming up in the days ahead. In case somebody missed that earlier and you want to know the info, let's take a quick little look. Of course, most everything tonight, the free shipping breaks, the memorabilia and the stuff with not many cards. So the free shipping stuff anticipated to go out on or before Friday. That stuff's always projected out 6 or 7 days after a break ends. The paid shipping break, which was archives that we just finished, projected out for Wednesday, Halloween. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I will. But man, it's a lot of cards. So it is going to take some serious time to get that ready to go out the door. So let's plan on Wednesday. If I can get it to you faster than that, of course, I will. On the free shipping stuff, if you are due a consolation card, which you would be if your card wasn't pulled or your team wasn't pulled, I keep track of that for a rolling 90-day period. If you have something headed out the door to you, anytime you have something shipping, right? Cards, memorabilia, whatever, I look back and see if you have any no-pull teams. And if you do, I grab all those consolation cards and I send them off with that next package. So that's usually how it works with the free shipping breaks. We wait until you have something to go, and then all your consolation cards hitch a ride. If you don't want to wait for that and you want your consolation card sent out right away, all you need to do is send me a message on eBay and let me know, and I'll take care of it. This is the stuff coming up in the days ahead on eBay. So tomorrow night, starting at 9:30, a half case of autographed mini helmets, a half case of autographed jerseys, both the start of a new case, both Leaf products, and a 10-box case of hoops, 10-box half case of hoops basketball, back half of a case that we started a couple of nights ago. On Monday night, we'll start at 9:30 there too. We'll open a Hit Parade autographed baseball jersey, a 4th and Goal football box, which is autographed jersey, autographed full-size helmet, autographed mini helmet, and autographed picture, all in one box. And then we'll open a 6-box case of Topps Update Jumbo. That is a 3,000 card break. It is ridiculously long. It will take us a couple of hours. On Tuesday, the 30th, we're going to start at 10 o'clock, our normal time. We'll open a single full-size football helmet, one from Hit Parade that time. We'll open a half case of autographed basketball jerseys, and a full case of 5-star baseball, and a full case of Prism football. That's actually probably going to be kind of long too, because that Prism took longer than I thought it would the other night. So, that might be kind of a long night too. On Wednesday, we'll start at 9:30 again because it's a new release night, and we'll open Flawless basketball, yay, and then High-Tech baseball, and then Bowman Chrome, which is the last of the Bowman Chrome hobby. Might be some Bowman Chrome HTA hanging around. I've got to dig for it, but I think it's the last of the Bowman Chrome hobby. Anyway, we'll plow through on Wednesday night. On Thursday night, which believe it or not will have us at the 1st of November, we're going to open another case of our autographed full-size football helmets. We'll open more Flawless basketball and more Prism football. So that's what you can expect to see on eBay. It's already listed, actually. That's what is on eBay, available right now. That'll be ending over the course of the next 5 days. And you said, James the Maker, the $1 million question, the Biggio Altuve autograph or 20 Radke autographs? Yeah, I think you'd rather have the Altuve. Call me T, you want to see your Sandlot again? The autographs again? Yeah, I already changed the focus though, so I put the autofocus back on, so it's gonna take a minute for the camera to do its thing, but let me get them sorted back out of the pile again. So yeah, there they are. There are your 2 Sandlot autographs one more time. Your others, of course, were your base, but those are your two autographs. Same dude, one numbered, one not. And it's now 9-4 Red Sox. Uh-oh, Dodgers are in trouble there. All right, everyone, that has got me covered for tonight. Thank you again for joining me. I always appreciate you hanging out and bidding and breaking and chatting with me and keeping me updated on scores and whatnot. I will be back at it tomorrow night starting at 9:30, so I hope I'll see one or all of you again. If not then, sometime soon. So take care. We'll see you the next time. Bye now.